Hello guys, welcome to the second edition of ALICERCE Radio Show at Collect Store. We're here in another beautiful afternoon in this beautiful spot, surrounded by friends, and today we have a special show. I'll be hosting my good friend, Vox Populi head, Fred Scharf. Welcome, Fred. Fred.
Hello everyone.
So we're gonna be talking a bit about music, later projects that he's been working with in his sound engineering and sound designing. Also a bit about his label, Vox Populi, and everything that he's been releasing and a bit what he do. Also, like, he's gonna share some music that he's been working on, like, in his spare time. So here we go. Fred, what's up, man?
Hey Fernando, first of all, thanks for having me here. We are listening to a track by Thievery Corporation in order to start this show, and I'm here to present a bit of the work I've been doing the last 5 years with Vox Populi Records, and also the sound design I've been creating for some artists, and that's it.
Nice, man. So let's listen to some tunes together, and just tell me like what you feel about them. It's all about sharing and caring.
Sure, man.
Ton étoile
Nice one. Welcome back, guys. This was two tracks that Fred wanted to show us. Like we said, we're gonna be talking about musical influences and stuff that bring us together and make us do music or play. The first track was Le Distom by TV Corporation. And what was this crazy track that we heard now?
So basically, that's a band from a friend of mine called Tim Carbon, French dude, respect. And basically, he's one of the main producers of Vox Populi Records. He's been around since the beginning. Overall nice guy, and he has this jazz band called The Night He Came Home, which we heard the A1 on this beautiful vinyl. I don't know if you can see it. But it's each one it's handmade, so basically each one has a different visual, and it's beautiful. I don't know if I'm talking to.
Yeah, speak close, man.
So basically, yeah, that was Tim Carbon with his band The Night Came Home, The Night He Came Home, and his project in Paris.
And then.
Yeah, that was on Soundway Records. It's a producer from London called Hugh Bennett, and he basically traveled to Gambia to meet many musicians there and record some traditional music and some edits. And I love this one. It's really powerful and it represents a lot in my kind of musical career, basically. A big influence for me also. And yeah.
One thing though, you think this the sonority of this album, for example, influences your researchers around where you're gonna go find music or like sounds? Because as I know, like Vox Populi also works with different kinds of styles or different ways of recording music. So you think this more ground to earth sounds will make you?
Yeah, I would say it influences me a lot in the methodology. Also, of course, on the sound itself, or what's on the substance of the vinyl. But what I mean, it's the recording process, meeting new people, traveling to different places around the world, and that's more of the, let's say, the influence that has on me. It's basically more of the way of methodology of recording and meeting new people.
All right. Okay, let's go jump to the next track, and then you explain a bit about this track.
Sure.
Timilichi kodwa Usipe dutone gigono riti ginda koda bala Jumoko wacho na ero kiola Timilichi nono Timilichi kodwa Oh, Timilichi kodwa wacho Yawakoro kawone kayakola manade Wangine kayago mutamo wanga malitosiko Yawakoro kawone kayakola manade Wangine kayago mutamo wanga malitosiko Tisa Jumamosi tarehe 5 Nduru ya depo walisasu chilombo ya Jarusinga Julai 69 Jumamosi tarehe 5 Nduru ya depo walisasu chilombo ya Jarusinga Atengo pode bade Jarusinga Kata gima wachoto bende onge ya dirauru Atengo aloka kokelo wachipini Yao majokoro to karorite gibiro nege Ero kataka ne ungeyo Dakuwe wawinje weche mbuya mo Addis Ababa Yawa pino kuyo kowinjo wachini Jarusinga Walimwengu duto no yakadiera na huzuni mingi Yawapino kuyoko winjo wachini Jarusinga Walimwengu duto no yakadiera na huzuni mingi Iparo ndalo mag ukoloni Moya makaniege no chung kasiro mo urokelo Utinga gwenge mo mililuka Agwenge wodore mono yalo duto ngoro kelo Utingo jara mugi woda logo Oginga kodinga no fwayo rengo ne mokweyo gopi Umiyo tinde karaye gadiera Kodinga chomogi ni chero mitiedo emagawi Umiyo tinde karaye gadiera Kodinga chomogi ni chero mitiedo emagawi No mnono adira uru Negi wakadira kiko uono simbo di Kisumu Yawa ma Nairobi no ywak gilala gimirima Koko negi timo kiko uono simbo di Kisumu Yose kopong Jarusinga Joma Nakuru no yuagore moka gigoyo richi. Yose kopong virusinga, joma Kisumu no yuago mbuya ka gigoyo richi. Kodhi amonchwe kambuya kalo, kata majorelwe no golo meli duto virusinga. Atengu wono simba wako wombita, joma omabei no yuagadiera kane ginene.
So, another track by Mr. Fred Scharf. Tell us a bit about this one.
Yeah, so this is actually from Kenya. It's called Benga Music. It's a project by a close friend and collaborator, Alain. It's number one. It's an issue where they released some nice audio tribute to the timeless Kenyan genre of Benga. And so basically it's East African vibes. And he's also, I think they just made the second test press now. So the second volume is coming out also. He has close ties with the Kenyan cultural scene. And now he lives also in Lisbon, so you should check it out when he makes some events here. It's called Flea.
Very nice, man. So keep us showing some more stuff, and then we'll be talking about it a bit here in the beginning, and then I'm curious about to see what's your projects and stuff.
Sure,
Bring
man.
it on, mister.
the energy that emanates from the two of you, the energy, and it's almost a yin-yang situation. Yusef has always been energetic and deeply focused. And you see that in the music and it comes out. Kamal on the other hand is almost, it's just like you drop a stone and it just ripple endlessly.
Yeah, Yusef Kamal for you guys. Really big inspiration for me. This guy's a master. And this whole album is always delivering by Brownswood Recordings. I hope you're enjoying the show. It's more of a calm one. We're gonna talk about projects later. For now, let's relax to the sounds.
Wow, great track, man.
Yeah.
What is this so important for you? Like, what's your influence? You know, everybody knows Yusef Kamal, but like, what makes you feel good about this? And
Yeah, in a way it reminds me of my father because I was always surrounded by music. When I was a child, my father always listened to jazz and classical music. Obviously, he would not be, so fan of this kind of tracks. It's so fusion, progressive. So I don't know. It touched me in a musical spectrum that I really like, and also I saw him playing with his live band in Waking Live last year and was amazing. This year I'm playing there, so it's also a connection. So
yeah, and then also it's nice about this reference from your father, because even if he wouldn't be close to that, probably to see the progression inside of a style like jazz, it'd be cool, no?
yeah, for sure. If he was here right now, it would be something that I would be keen to show him off. That's for sure. He was not here when I started the label, and basically since 2014 the label has been going. So I don't know.
It's a progression.
Kind of,
progression.
Yeah.
The style and then
Yeah,
also
yeah.
this. All right, man. And then okay, we'll move on, and then we'll talk a bit about this.
Sure. This is Valentin's Tip, his full-length album. These tracks, I mean, all the tracks from the album are really something that influenced me so much since the beginning of the label. He was always also together since the beginning. For me, one of my favorite producers ever, and a good friend. I'm happy and lucky to call him a good friend. He's now living in Montreal, and you should check his label called Booma with a lot of friends too. He was one of the first to release some tracks on Vox Populi Records and have been a reference ever since.
Nice. Let's listen to it.
track Correlation, actually Tableau 2, sorry. And I like to play it in both speeds. They really meld together. The production is so rich, and I really think they work well in both speeds, any speed that you can play it. It creates so many layers of sounds. Really a gifted producer. So yeah.
Yeah, we've been working on that, like trying to. I think when the track is rich in elements and sound compression, is quite nice to be able to work in different rotations and I don't know, explore the track in its pitch bands where you can actually find sound and really create these different atmospheres with the same track and also actually find this. So it was really cool, man. Thanks for sharing. Where are we gonna listen to it right now?
So, vamos começar.
Yeah.
So we can start with some sound design that I created for an exhibition of a friend of mine called Romain Vicari, and that was presented in the Palais Tokyo last year in Paris. And it was presented in a sculpture that was like 4 meters high, and the track length is basically 25 minutes, and it was during 3 months in a loop in the Palais Tokyo, and so we can hear a bit of it now.
Yeah, for sure. Bring it on.
Yeah, so this basically was one extract of the 25 minutes loop, and that's also for Romain Vicari, a project I did also. So it's kind of sound design, and I'm happy to kind of create some art stuff that is not related to any kind of music that we can release on the vinyl, or actually we could basically, but it's not the main purpose of those creations. It's mainly like to put them in a space, in a sound context that is not usually something you see every day or whatever. So basically, yeah.
So this is what you were saying before. This is part of the Palais de Tokyo, or was just following project?
So yeah, it was another project I did for the same artist, Romain Vicari, and he's a good friend from Brazil. He made Beaux-Arts Paris, and now he's producing in his atelier in France. And we always collaborated since many years in many projects. So basically, where he creates a sculpture or a video or a drawing or something that could be incorporated with a soundscape.
All right, nice. So you're playing in Waking Life, right? Well, we are playing in Waking Life together.
Yeah, we are. We have 16 hours floor in Cuchillo, which is an ambient floor, and I am producing, it's finished now, like a live set, 3 hours, but I'm gonna also incorporate, it's gonna be a hybrid, so basically I'm gonna introduce in this live set some tracks from France, which I think blend in together with the productions I'm creating.
Very nice. And this still going?
Yeah, so basically this is also one of the tracks I made for Romain, and it's gonna be a bit of the vibe that is gonna be played at Waking Life.
Nice, nice.
So basically a soundtrack for an imaginary film.
All right. After that, we're gonna move on, and then you're gonna talk a bit about Vox Populi, your label.
Sure.
We'll listen to some of your tracks or some of the productions that you've been, and then I'm very excited to talk about Fieldworks as well. So yeah, enjoy, guys.
So yeah, some sound manipulations, some textures, some sound design in general. That's what I enjoy doing.
Some static, aquos feeling,
Yeah, underwater.
underwater, deep sea dwelling. So yeah, we're gonna move on now. Fred is gonna talk a bit about his label, Vox Populi Records, that was founded in Berlin.
Yeah, it was founded in Berlin in 2014. I don't know, the idea came pretty naturally. I was studying in Lyon for 2 years from 2010 to 2012. I was studying anthropology, and by that time I kind of stumbled upon ethnomusicology, which is one of the fields where we study the music and the cultural expression of music in societies, in the human global population, and we can see that it's one of the main universal things, that every culture has a musical expression, manifestation. So
yeah, so I know that Vox Populi also has like normal releases, like say normal, but just releases with artists, and then you also have a parallel project in Vox Populi that's called Fieldworks, right? This is what you're showing us.
yeah,
right
so
now?
basically Fieldworks arose from also the methodology of those first ethnomusicologists that were recording traditional folkloric music in the United States or in different parts of the world. And basically, which the project of Fieldworks, I imagine, it was to travel to different places in the world and record cultural and oral expressions, musical expressions. So it could be street soundscapes, religious rituals, wedding ceremonies, studio sessions, whatever I can record. And then I just kind of create a sample pack that I give to different producers, and in order to create some reinterpretation of those sounds. And one of those reinterpretation is from this Japanese producer called Inoue Shirabe, which released under the alias Shiska for this release. So yeah, so this one from Japan, and now the second one I'm showing you right now, it's from Turkey, the first travel we did. And this track is by Team Carbon and was made in the process of the travel team. So I will explain a bit later, but yeah.
Yeah, we'll talk about it.
Yeah,
So,
sure.
all right.
So yeah, this track by Tim Carbon was made during the process. So what I mean by that is we were traveling in Turkey after having a successful crowdfunding campaign that what actually kickstarted the label, and we went in a seven friends and team. Basically, we were 2 videographers, 3 audio engineers. And we traveled around Istanbul for like 9 days, and we recorded everything that we could. And Tim, while we was getting the sample, he was already like creating the track, which you can hear now.
How long you guys were there? 7 days?
9 days in total, yeah.
9 days.
And it's funny because we arrived without kind of plan, but Turkey is a bit of a place, a magical place for musical expression, and you walk every 300 meters. There are musicians in the streets, and we had really great fun there and great memories, and yeah.
That's sick, man. So I guess now we're gonna listen to some more of Fieldworks, but this the Tokyo edition, yeah?
Yeah, Japan edition.
Exactly, Japan edition. So then you talk to us about a bit more about the experience, how was it in Japan?
Sure. another track by Tim Carbon, main man from Vox Populi Records, always there with me. And this was a track made from the samples when we traveled to Japan. So we went basically 3 weeks to Japan and had amazing time there. Also, we recorded in the Red Bull Studios. Thanks from a friend of mine, Hiro Kyoba. We had a wedding, traditional wedding, which we could record. So also judo fights and sword championships. So basically, like, wow, crazy stuff. And also like a tea ritual, which was also pretty impressive. And we got really nice koto sounds. And so yeah.
All right, so we're gonna finish a bit about talking about Fieldworks as the project, and Fred is now gonna share a bit of other kinds of releases that he has on Vox Populi, which is, what would you say, like, is more towards what kind of style?
This particular release was by a producer called Mrs. Jones from New York, and I mean, this is kind of minimal, deep vibes. Not clubbing, more like chill out music to relax, but this track is more of the low BPM one in this release. Usually it's more like minimal, but otherwise it's kind of every kind of style, like techno, house. I'm not limited to any style.
We know
what kind of music I like. It's a bit like a broad spectrum.
Yeah.
So yeah,
it's good, man. Let's hear it. Mrs. Jones, right?
Mrs. Jones, yeah.
When did you record this? When you guys recorded it?
So that's 2016. It's the third release overall from the label. One that I really enjoy. It's timeless for now. So
yeah, this is my favorite release, and to tell you the truth, I remember when you gave me the record, I played quite a bit.
Nice. Yeah, I think it's a bit your style, yeah.
All right, so we're gonna go move on, and we're gonna go to another Vox Populi release.
Yeah, this one is 001. So yeah, that was Sol Para, a good friend of mine from Lebanon, living in New York since a while now. Really good friend of mine. And yeah, he's also been around for many time, around the label, and he produces amazing tracks, also from the Booma Collective, together with Valentin Stip. So now we're jumping to 002.
002?
Yeah, it's a remix from Deep Noi, which is a friend from Berlin, Braulio, and he's Portuguese, living in Berlin. He's together with the Pornceptual and Trashera collectives.
Yeah.
And this is an interpretation of the track by Elohim, which is a friend from Belgium who produced the track on a modular rack.
All right.
And this is their 002.
All right, let's listen to it.
yeah, that was Deep No interpretation.
That was nice.
002. So as you can see, a kind of a diverse kind of musics, techno, house.
Yeah.
So yeah,
we visited a lot of styles, and it was a great afternoon. Had fun, man. Thank you. We're gonna cut around 7 o'clock, so I think Fred is gonna share now some of the tracks that also he likes in different styles. Even visiting a bit of late recordings of electro to other styles, and then we say goodbye to you guys at 7 p.m. and then we'll see you soon.
sure. This one is from Tempo, a label from Montreal, from my dear friend Adam Feingold. This is the test press from Tempo 001, and I really dig this one. So yeah, Tempo 001.
That was sick, man.
Yeah.
Industrial deep.
I really
getting
dig this
into the-
one, and you should check them out for sure. Now I'm gonna show a track from Willow that I really enjoy, and
He's gonna be with us
on
in Waking
workshop. Yeah,
He's playing this year.
she's playing.
Yeah, she's
I guess
playing.
she played last year. It was
Yeah, as
amazing.
well. Let's do it.
So yeah, Willow on Workshop number 23.
Yes, Workshop, I love it, man. It's great. We're about to close the show. We're gonna do just a little homage to Collect, since they've been welcoming us so well here. We're gonna just put some records that we got here.
Yeah, sure.
Some from producers, I guess J Dilla is one of your...
Yeah, I love J Dilla. So we're gonna change a bit of genre here, but no worries.
No worries, just a good vibe. So hit it.
So yeah, J Dilla. JD La.
Yeah. So like I said, now it's just a little homage, like no musical, I don't know, destiny. We're just putting some records that we got here at Collect, just for you guys to listen. What we consider good music. I play more electronic music, so I'm gonna put some tracks. Let's see. Yeah. That was Jack Smooth on Wax Factory. Love this record, man. Crowd favorite. Bro, Fred.
Man, it was amazing.
Thank you so much, man, for sharing like a bit of your knowledge, your experiences.
Thank you so much for having me.
Great afternoon, André, João, Mariana, everybody here at Collect. Super fun. I hope to be doing this more often. And we love music, so we are here for that, for the love of it. Man, thank you, bro.
Thank you very much for having me and giving me the opportunity to talk about my projects. And I hope your program does well in the future, and I'm really glad.
We are lucky to have you, man. Thank you, brother. Cheers. I'll leave you guys with the last track. We're finishing now. I'll see you probably in 2 weeks, guys, or maybe sooner. Let's see. Waking Life coming up, we're gonna play, and then we'll see about that. I'm gonna leave you with the last track, and I hope you guys had fun. This is ALICERCE Radio Show by Fernando Martinez and Thiago Ghiselini, and I see you guys soon, okay? Ciao, people. Thank you so much.
Bye.